right? And so I'm wondering, like, are we teaching the wrong things in school concerning history? Because when I went to school, especially secondary school, I didn't learn a lot about St. Vincent history. I felt like I was just being forced a lot of European and even American like history, and I would never forget, like, why is it that I had to learn about the Boston Tea Party? Like, why? That's that's in Boston. Like, I mean, they obviously say when America when America sneezes or coughs or whatever, everybody else catches COVID. But like, I don't know how. I don't know, like, why. Like, why can't we have something a bit more specific to us? Because I feel like we really don't know, and I think it's just gonna get worse and worse because people are paying less attention to school and more attention to like social media and stuff like that.
But then, do we even have proper records of these things? As in, so many years have passed, right? And as you say, you're learning about, say, Boston Tea Party, and the textbook is like called Caribbean History, right? And if you check in high school, that's probably one of the slimmest textbooks. I don't know. Well, when I went to high school, the textbook was not that big,
right?
Yeah. So clearly, we don't have much, documented. And then the most we ourselves learn about our culture is in primary school, when they tell you Arawaks and Carib. Once you finish probably whatever grade they teach you that in primary school, we don't go back to, and then they teach you National Heroes Day, what happened there. It's basically one standard thing that everybody knows. But
like they were just so like so when I got into the whole tourism thing, I wanted to just see sites that I've never gone to. And so, believe it or not, it's been like recent times that I actually experienced going to Fort Charlotte and Fort Duvernay, right?
Wow.
And something that surprised me, when I went there, I was like, yo, all the cannons are turned inland. And like, for me, that was interesting to me, because I'm like, you have a fort, you hardly have cannons facing out to the sea, but you have these cannons facing inland. And I'm like, why would you point your cannons inland? And what's crazy for me is that concerning the fact that we may not have this knowledge, you have these foreigners, these tourists coming in, and these tour guides tell them, they're like, yo, this is what happened, this is why. Why aren't we taught this? That's so, for me, and I feel like it just goes again along that, like, are we not good enough to learn our own history and our own culture?
Don't put it like that.
Right, but how else can you put it though? That's what I'm like, and I am not trying to be like extremely pessimistic or anything, but if you are being logical and you start reasoning things out, you're like, all right, so we have these cultural landmarks, let's just say, because regardless of if you feel they're a sign of oppression or a symbol of oppression, it is part of our history, and history you can't wipe away, right? All right, so like we just had a little bit of technical difficulties. That's what the people say anyways, like when something happens with technology. Like we had technical difficulties. That's what's up. But yeah, like let's just go on a little bit beyond that. One thing that I always wonder, why doesn't the government like put policy in place to allow these historical sites like these sugar mills and I don't even know like exactly what else we have here, which I think we should. Like, I think we should have a understanding of the history and say, yo, in St. Vincent, it used to be sugar. Because I was speaking to my mother the other day, and because we have one there is a mill in Layu, and I was like, yo, why they don't like restore the sugar mill? And she's like, what? That's a cotton mill. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Wait,
so like,
Layu has a cotton mill and not a sugar mill?
That's apparently, and you listen, I don't know if that's completely true, because she didn't speak in such a way where it's like, yo, it's a cotton. She was like, no, I don't think Layu had sugar. I think it was cotton. Right? So So there is the possibility, but what's the difference? Like, I can't tell the difference. I'm not like, yo.
Okay, because every time I pass it, I don't think we should restore it as in, restore it in such a way that people can come, learn about it, learn about like we know what happened in it. But as in, something, to me, even that can even help boost tourism. Right. Yeah, yeah. And we also have one in right next to Graves in Pembroke.
Yeah, yeah. Like we have one all over the place.
Right.